SSB Performance Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training, here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week. And this week we're talking about what if, the power of what if. Over the past couple of weeks we've talked about acknowledging how we feel, acknowledging the obstacles that may come our way. Today we're going to acknowledge what we say to ourselves in all kinds of different situations. After I wrote the Whoop article last week and did the Whoop video, I had the opportunity to present that tool to a group of people who work with individuals who are looking to skill up or change their education in the Appalachian parts of Ohio, where there are few jobs, and we're trying to change that and get these people an opportunity, either virtually or through different job centers, to help better their lives. We know that if one person changes their education level, it can change the lives of 6 people in their family. That one change can have a huge impact. Well, I contend that our one change in looking at obstacles and being more aware can help us change the way that we perform. I add in the article, if you go to my website and read it at ssbperformance.com/blogs, that James Clear agrees. He says that being aware makes a difference. We can change if we understand the reality of what's in front of us. Well, the reality is this. Whenever we say what if, very rarely after that does it say, what if I am awesome? We normally say, what if I blow it? What if I have a panic attack? What if this happens? What if the sky falls? What if I fall down? This goes back to my conversation that I had a couple weeks ago about the soccer player who had the ball at her foot in this hypothetical situation. The net was wide open, and she says, what if I miss? Or the situation that I talked about months ago where my son was learning to skateboard and was going down a decline and says, what if I fall? Well, what if you drive the ball into the back of the net? What if you go down that hill and it is awesome? Said no mother ever. But that's what I said. What if it turns out great? Well, we know this. Our words predict and perpetuate our performance. We also know that our words turn into pictures of our performance. So if we're going around catastrophizing by saying, what if the sky falls? What are we seeing? I bet you that the guy who's on his skateboard that is going down for the ride and having a great time is much looser than the guy on the skateboard who's saying, what if I fall? Think about it. Wouldn't you think that he's much tighter? Wouldn't you think that the person that goes up to the plate and says, what if I strike out, is going to be thinking all kinds of thoughts that are going to keep them from focusing on the ball? Or the person that stands at the free throw line and says, what if I miss? Don't you think they're going to be tighter and not as focused on the outcome that we want? Of course, because again, we're talking about what we don't want. And we're expecting something to go wrong before we even get there. The chances are just as good that it might go right. We've got a 50-50 chance of making the shot in all reality. It can go in, it can't go in, right? Either way, we either hit the ball or we don't. But we always err on the side of our negativity bias and say, what if I this? If you go to my website at ssbperformance.com/downloads, you can download a what if I worksheet. And all we need to do is write out all the what ifs. What if this? What if that? What if that? And then go over and balance it out. Get away from that automatic negativity bias that's within us and start to look for the things that could go right. But we've got to practice doing that. We've got to practice saying, what if I go in and knock this presentation out of the park? What if I go in and my boss says, yes, we can find a way to increase your budget? I don't know how likely that is, but if we're thinking that way, we go in with a much different attitude than if we think, oh, well, what if I go in and he says no before I even get started? We're going to be more hesitant. If we're going to play tight, if we're going to play tentative because we say what if, are we helping ourselves perform at our peak? The answer, of course, is no. So go to my website, download the worksheet, have your athletes go through. What if? What if I blow it? What if you have the day of your life? It puts 2 different pictures in our heads. And I don't know about you, but the what if I do awesome is a much more comfortable and confident filling thought than what if I totally blow it. So to prep ourselves, prime our brains, prime our bodies for peak performance. We need to flip our what ifs to the productive side of the scale and keep things in perspective that yes, things can go wrong. We'll have a plan. We can pre-decide what we're going to do when it goes there. But how rarely do we ever really plan for what we want? So let's start thinking there first. Flood our brain with those pictures and those words that which predict and perpetuate our performance. And let's see what happens. What if it works? What if this small change can change as much as those people in Appalachia who are changing their education level, changing their lives and the people in their families as well? What if this little change can change our performance? We know that John Wooden said it's the little things that make big things happen. This is a little change. It seems simple, but it takes practice. So check out the worksheet. Check out your own thoughts. What if you can change in this way? How will that impact your leadership? All good questions for us to ask ourselves. What if I work with your team and can help improve their mental game? That's a great question. If you want to talk about that or any other things that have to do with mental training, I'd love to talk with you. Julie J at ssbperformance.com. Again, ssbperformance.com/downloads and get that What If I worksheet. Let me know how it works for you. I'd be interested to know how the what ifs work. Have a great week.